so we recently introduced all of you to Chappell Roan. She is a rising star in the music industry, and we're trying to get comfortable and familiar with her. She is very uncomfortable with her fame. And she recently talked about that in a TikTok, calling out some of her fans for being creepy, asking for photos and hugs when she's out in public, screaming out her name from car windows, etc. And she's basically saying this isn't okay and I want to be left alone even though I want your money. So let's take a listen to her.
To the first video here, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window?
You're not a random woman.
Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "No, what the fuck?" And then you get mad at this random lady?
That might be the most like intellectually dishonest comparison I've ever heard.
Yeah, well, she continues making
it. Answer in public. Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "No, what the fuck?" And then you get mad at this random lady? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around? Would you try to dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know. And she doesn't know you at all. Would you assume that she's a good person? Assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second.
That's
okay?
First of all, that's like weird. That's humble bragging at the end, like the worst type of humble bragging.
I'm just a
bitch,
girl, but I happen to have the biggest set at Lollapalooza in all of Lollapalooza history. But I'm just a random bitch.
For the people who don't know, she's a singer and she's fast on the rise right now. She's doing very, very big numbers, and the problem here is that she's comparing her, someone who sought out fame and celebrity, someone who chooses a profession that puts them in the public eye, with rando number 2 walking down the street, which, like I said, is so unbelievably intellectually dishonest, it's not even funny.
So she followed it up.
And also she makes a bunch of comparisons. Yes,
here.
okay, let's watch the second one here.
I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care that it's normal. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't want whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be entitled to whenever you see a celebrity. I don't give a fuck if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug. That's not normal. That's weird. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's fucking weird. I'm allowed to say no to creepy behavior.
Okay, let's break down the different behaviors she's talking about here. So on one hand, we have ask for a photo. On one hand, we have ask for a photo or an autograph. Then we have hug. Then we have stalking.
Yeah.
And she is saying that all of these fall into the same category.
Right.
That's insane.
There are degrees to it, and there are degrees of like parasocial relationships. Obviously, no one is condoning stalking people or harassing people's family members. That's obviously very weird. And then somewhere in the middle there is asking someone for a hug. Now, I thought about this because I have had people like come up to me and say if they watch the show and make conversation, whatever, that's totally fine. But I've never had someone ask me for a hug. And frankly, if they did, I would probably say no because I would find that weird. But in her situation, because she is a musician, makes art that emotionally resonates with people. So they might feel that they are emotionally responded to her in some way. Whether or not that's true,
she still has a right to say no.
It would be more common for people to ask for a hug from her.
And she still has a right to say no. She has a right to say no in all of these respects. What people are going to have a hard time accepting is that you chose a career that makes this a consequence and then say all of it is the same. To say that someone coming up to you and asking for an autograph is creepy is unbelievably awful.
Yeah, so here were some of the responses. Thank you. Because the resounding response from a lot of people was like, this is entitled and you're actually being weird. This person said, I like her music a lot, but I fear she's chosen the wrong career. I'm not blaming her at all, and the way people stalk celebrities is insane and shouldn't be tolerated. But hating on regular fans who happen to run into you and simply ask for a picture or just to say hi. And then they said, I feel for her because she got so famous overnight, and that must be overwhelming. But if you never want to be approached in public, then you can't be a public figure. You are no longer a random bitch, and you can't get the perks of fame and money without people asking for photos. When you have more money than 99% of people will ever see in their lifetime, never have to work a, quote, real job in your life, and get to do what you love, have access to all the resources in the world, and then have an I hate my fans attitude, it's obviously going to turn people off.
Okay, there was some poor points to that whole thing as well. Not calling it not a real job is not fair either.
Well, I guess what they mean by that is you get to have a job where you do what you're the most passionate about and the most talented at, so, which is a privilege.
Yes. Correct. I mean, like, this is the type of thing, like, we get to do a job that we love to do, right? We're very, very privileged and lucky to be able to do this show for work in a lot of ways. I believe that that's true. But her comparison and calling herself just a regular person, just a random bitch, is just unfair. And it's dishonest.
It's dishonest, but I think she doesn't realize she's not a random bitch anymore, which is why she's confused. Because it happened so fast, right? She's been chasing after this for a decade at this point, and then overnight everyone's talking about her, and she's suddenly being propped up and almost seems like an industry plant overnight. So she's probably still getting used to it while people are still watching and doesn't know what to make of the whole thing. But
this is very Gen Z with the discussion of boundaries.
Yeah, this at least what therapists say boundaries are is, if you do this, I will respond this way.
Yes.
Not telling people, never ask me for a picture, never ask me for a hug, never say hi to me. But you will say, if you ask me for a picture, I will either say yes or no. And the way you react is totally irrelevant to me. I'm going to draw my boundary.
To be in the chat, Hunter Lacey says, Brett and Mary, you don't have a real job. Well, I'd say that it's real. It's a job, but it's, it's just not a normal job.
It just depends on what you'd consider a real job.
But to your point, there's a celebrity who can make this work, right? But that has to become part of their character, right? Where they're inaccessible, much like Gwyneth Paltrow comes off as inaccessible and haughty. Like, you have to then embrace a character that comes off that way. You can't go on stage and say thank you to all my fans and then say, but if you come up to me and ask for an autograph, I'm going to tell you to piss off and call you weird.
So people were reposting this video of Halsey from a few years back where she was actually upset that her fans were mad at her for the same reason. Let's play that clip.
So I remember, and then they were mentioning like Lorde as another example of somebody who seemed to just somebody who didn't like the fame that came with getting a hit song.
She was also much younger than Chappell Roan. Chappell Roan, by the way,
is it this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Chappell Roan is 26 at the time. Like, Lorde was 17 when she got famous.
Okay,
so big difference.
I'm so sorry. Not for nothing, but I'm getting a lot of really rude messages right now from people saying that I'm fucked up and I swerved you and I'm being rude and I'm being mean. Like, not for nothing, but I've been in press since 8 o'clock in the morning. I have a whole day of interviews to do. I'm still doing them. I would never just walk by you and not meet you. So to abuse me like that online is kind of fucked up. I have a lot more interviews to do, and I promise I'm going to meet people. But please don't be mean to me. I have a very busy day too, okay? So it really makes me upset. Please don't be mean to me.
That was infinitely better than whatever Chappell Roan did.
Was it endearing?
Yes, it was infinitely better.
I don't like it because she was doing that weird baby voice.
If the voice is fake, sure, but it comes off as where she at least understands where you're coming from, but please understand where I'm coming from. Whereas what Chappell Roan is saying is that you're just weird, fuck off. Right?
I mean,
is that supposed to be bravado?
Without saying it, yeah.
Is that supposed to be some type of bravado?
She wanted her cake and she wanted to eat it too because, as many people have said, she never thought she would be as famous as she is now. She wanted to stay gay famous. She wanted to be gay club famous, not mainstream famous.
She can do that. Quit your label. Don't go to Lollapalooza. Only perform at gay nightclubs. You can do that. But the problem is they don't want to do that. They don't actually want that. They want all the benefits, the money, and the exposure that comes at their expense for them when they can control it. But they don't want the downsides that come with that.
Yeah, she also recently made a comment about how she doesn't care about charts. She doesn't care about her songs going on the charts. I've never given an F about the charts or being on the radio, but it's so crazy how industry people are taking me more seriously than before. I've been doing this the whole time, bitch. Like, my career doesn't mean anything more now that I have a charting album and a song. If anything, I'm just like, F you guys for not seeing what actually matters. A chart is so fleeting. Everyone leaves the charts. I'm just like, this is giving valedictorian. No. She's not very likable.
No. I mean, but the thing, we live in a generation now where maybe that's like, there's a whole snarky side of the internet that loves that.
What actually matters? Yeah. I mean, ask your record label what actually matters. And if you have a different answer to that question than they do, leave.
Yep.
Do it independently, but they won't do that. It's not going to happen. People are also comparing Chappell Roan's approach to fan interaction to Madison Beer, weirdly enough, who is notoriously inaccessible and, as you said, haughty.
Yeah, haughty.
But there was this video where she was just like being best friends with all of her fans.
Did you guys really fly all the way here?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, to see me?
To see little old me.
Oh my God.
Are you coming tomorrow?
No, we're not.
Just to see me right now?
Yeah.
Oh my
really
gosh.
love you.
I love you so much. Okay, well, I'll be in Belgium on tour, so you have
Really?
Yes, I will.
Oh,
I think. I hope so, now that I said that to you. I think so.
I hope so.
Brussels, right?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, we saw you
I
on
will.
live.
Hold on. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
I hope so.
Yeah, we saw you
I
on
will.
live.
I know for a fact I'm doing Amsterdam. I think I'm doing Brussels. I don't know though. I'm sorry. Hi. Sorry.
So this is in their mind what Chappell Roan is supposed to do outside of her hotel.
It's I could make the comment that at least what Chappell Roan is doing is more honest to her personality, is more real.
It's authentic.
It's more authentic, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe both are authentic.
But maybe in this situation, both groups just really want to be lied to. Like,
yeah.
The fan is okay with her giving them this, very, very surface level attention, and that's fine, I guess. If that's what they want out of the interaction, that's their business.
Now, if Chappell Roan is ever nice to her fans, they're going to know for a fact that she's faking it so that they don't talk shit about her on Twitter.
Yeah.
So you kind of just, spoiled the whole thing.
Yeah. Look, it's a tough. I am sure that to be famous at that level, it's a very, very tough thing to do, and I don't envy her. I would certainly never want anything like that. But I have to believe that there's a better comparison to be made, because I found the comparison to be just so manipulative and lacking.
Wait. Okay. Speaking of comparison, I just sent you a link to an image of Chappell Roan from before she blew up, and then an image of her after fame, and it tells you everything you need to know about this person and what this industry is like doing to her brain.
before?
But this is the before picture. This is from like 2017, I think. And present day. Do we even need to say any more?
I mean, it just all that says to me is somebody that's been turned into a stage character, right? It doesn't look like she looks like this off stage.
It's very unoriginal.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It is.
It's like, I'm so original. I'm not like other pop stars. I do drag makeup.
Well, I mean, it's like when like Halsey is supposed to be like what? Some like supposed indie darling yet mainstream. Like
Yeah.
that was what it was supposed to be.
Like, I always thought the coolest thing someone could do performing at the Super Bowl is just get on a stage and just sing a song and,
Well,
and then leave.
Only Adele can do that now. Pretty much nobody else can do that now.
Right, because nobody else rests on talent, I guess.
Well, also
it's all about the frills.
To be fair, the Super Bowl that's not supposed to be the purpose of a Super Bowl show. It's supposed to be.
I know it's a production.
It's a production.
And everything.
But like even
it would still be interesting though.
Even at the concert level, like
Yeah.
it's better for you say it's like it's more impressive if somebody's just there to sing rather than
Make
give
TikTok dances.
Look, again, I don't envy the road she's chosen, but she did choose it, and she's free to leave it at any time and go back to a more solitary life. But you know, she can make this choice, but she then can't be upset when the fans react negatively to it. Though I think she's reached a critical mass where it won't matter.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be more than enough people to sustain her career that are going to be completely okay with this behavior. So if that's her success story, then I guess she wins.
She's
Good for her.
no future Lady Gaga though.
No.
Like she's not all that, in my opinion.
You have to want that, right?
And Lady Gaga did.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.